Hello dear beloveds. Well, I'm having one of those exceptional life moments and I wanted to share it with you. I'd love to be sharing it with my family, but my 6-year-old just cracked it, so they've gone back downstairs to the hotel room. But I am on top of a hotel in Hong Kong watching the most glorious sunrise. The sun was like a ball of red fire, and I just wanted to take a moment to share that with you because I feel very freaking blessed to be here. It's so beautiful, and this time of day is one of my favorites, and I just thought I'd pop in and share this moment with you. I don't know if you can see behind me, this is Victoria Bay, Victoria Harbour, sorry. And yeah, I just thought I would jump in and just say hello. It's been a while. I've been in rural Italy, where I've discovered there's very little internet, but here in Hong Kong, not surprisingly, the internet is very good. And so I just wanted to just share what kind of dropped into my consciousness watching that sunset was, you know, when we get the privilege of beginning and ending our days with the sunrise and the sunset, when we get to witness the passing of the dream in that way, I feel like it gives us a moment for reverence and awe, and my heart is feeling so full. You know, I love my life and I feel so blessed that I get to travel, and this year has been particularly abundant with travel. But whenever I travel, I notice that you'll often encounter really cranky people, and I can be one of them. But generally, when I travel, my heart feels very open and I feel very abundant and blessed, and really kind of amazed at how big and diverse this planet is, and how gloriously, you know, how gloriously the dream presents itself. Even if we do believe, as I do, that this is just a beautiful simulation designed to help us awaken, how incredible is it that we get to witness so much different and so much diversity, and just being here and showing my child, when he's not cracking it, a completely different reality, and reminding myself of that reality. And I grew up traveling all over the world. I'm an expat kid, and I think there's something that happens when we travel that, you know, gives us the privilege of keeping our minds and hearts open if we don't become jaded. And of course, you know, people who travel all the time for business, I can understand it just becomes another job or another task, but there is something particularly joyful about stepping into the unknown, going to places that you don't know very well, eating food that you don't normally eat, and opening yourself. And I feel myself open whenever I'm traveling, and I'm having a particularly lovely time here in Hong Kong, just having a few days to integrate the incredible experience of being in Tuscany, the incredible first ever Intuitive Intelligence Symposium, and preparing myself for a very big final quarter of 2018, and just taking this moment in time to step out and to just be witness to the miracle that is my life, and to invite you to do the same regardless of circumstances. One of the really interesting things I realized some time ago was that I had sort of lost the desire to make a bucket list of places I really wanted to go to. And the reason is because, of course, the more you do the work that we do, the more you open your minds and your hearts to the truth of what you are, you realize you don't have to go anywhere. There really is nowhere but where you are, and everything else is simply part of the illusion of time and space. But there is something about physically stepping out of routine and keeping your heart and mind really open that gives us this gift of knowing what else is possible, and saying yes to life, and saying yes to our own experiences, and opening us more and more to the God nature within. It's really not even about saying yes to stuff outside of you. It's about saying yes to yourself and surrendering to the bigness that is inside of you. And you know, I just want to keep moving around so you can keep seeing this glorious backdrop and seeing different perspectives. So I guess I just felt that in my heart in that moment, and like it would be so cool to share it with you, because I haven't been going live. It's very unusual for me, and I've missed you, and I've missed the opportunity to share what's going on for me with you all. And now we are, you know, at this moment where I'm about to step back into my ordinary life, into my ordinary reality. And I wrote something a few years ago when I was traveling with my husband that said, you know, how can we be a tourist in our own life? How can we stay out of the mundane, the ordinary, the routine? And how can we stay present? Because I think that's the other thing that happens when we travel, is that we get really, really present, because we're usually figuring out how to get somewhere, or how to drive on the wrong side of the road, or how to order food in a different language. And so we can't really spend a lot of time outside of that. So I really do feel like there's this this incredible gift that we can take back into our daily life, and to share that experience with ourselves and those around us, and not to keep shut down, not stuck in habits and routines that are in fact just the comfort zone. So yeah, that's what I really wanted to talk about. And of course I'm taking every opportunity I can to let everybody know the third level interviews are now open. And of course what we do in that year is spend a year of getting uncomfortable, a year of existing in the unknown, not just for the hell of it, but so that we can meet ourselves as God, and we can meet ourselves as the infinite outside of time and space, so that we can take our place as a spiritual leader and cultivate a life that feels as richly abundant as mine does. But I'm not saying that because this is what you'll have if you follow me on the third level. Everybody's experience is going to be different, and everybody's definition of success is different. But what I do know is when you say yes to spending a year with your infinite nature, what happens is miraculous, and it is the opportunity to step outside of everything you think you know about yourself, and to witness yourself as the infinite, and to be willing to do that on behalf of others. Because really the path of the spiritual priestess, the path of the third level, is that of sacred service. You have to want to be contributing something bigger to the world than just making your own little piece of reality better. You want to say, how can I bring everything that I've got to the world and share it with everybody, and to make change not just for the benefit of my own life, but for the benefit of all. And that is the path of the contemporary priestess. And my brand of spirituality is beyond the trinkets and superstitions of the New Age. I am not going to teach you sacred, ancient, secret rites of passage and mysteries that you can't tell anyone about in caves, and that no one knows where you are. Mine is a fully in the world spirituality. I want our service to be present, available, transparent. I want the world to know what is possible for us, and that has to happen now in the mainstream. And that's what the third level priestess is. She is mainstream. She's bringing it to the people. She is not trying to create something that is only available to a special few. It's our time now to bring our spirituality out of the closets, out of the secret corners. We do not need to be in hiding, and we are ready to step into that path of service. So that's it. That's what I want to say to you all, and that's really an incredibly exciting thing for me to be able to share from this incredible location. So I'll share the link to the interviews. They are open now. There are a few places left to book your interview. They're all happening in October. We're almost booked out for interview times, but I do hope that anybody who knows someone who is sitting on the precipice of stepping into their own magnificence, their own glorious sacred power, their own path of service, that you will make sure they know about this time. Because it happens so often that after the interviews close, people go, oh my God, I really wanted to be part of that. I didn't know about that. I'm going to share my view with you. Thank you, Bridget. The third level is a blessing, and you are a blessing to me, and you too, my darling Lausanne. I've missed you all too. It's crazy. I'm back in the land of the internet. I can hang out with my priestesses. So I'm just going to walk you over to the other side of the building so you can see this amazing view. In this beautiful city. I really do love it here. And so completely cool to get to share it with you all. So yeah, I will be back in Melbourne from Saturday night, and back on board from Monday. We're starting term 2 and term 4 of the third level, and there's so much happening for both groups of priestesses. And of course the interviews begin on Monday for the third level for 2019. So if it's calling you, or if you know someone who is ready and just needs a little bit of encouragement, please do let them know. It's better to have the interview and ask the questions than to wait and wonder. This is a time for you to just ask me what you want to know, and it's something that I thoroughly recommend. Okay, one view. That's for you, Katie Cruz, because you just joined me, so I want to make sure you don't miss it. Good night, everybody. Mwah.